Welcome here to another video. Today I'm with my wonderful friend and client, Mr. Tim Schucker. Welcome.
Appreciate it. Thanks for the warm welcome.
So this is a little more professional than things we've done before. I know you were on our live call yesterday for DDM, but more than anything, I want to talk about you, your business, your journey. So if you can, could you just tell us a little bit who you are and what does your business do? How does it make money and what products do you have?
Yeah, so name's Tim, obviously, Tim Schucker. Come from Greensboro, North Carolina, same area as Tanner. So grew up here, kind of always been on like the entrepreneurial path to some extent. First business I had was flipping sneakers when I was in high school, sophomore or freshman in high school, something like that. So did that. Saw people on YouTube doing drop shipping years ago. Tanner was on there, other people as well. And so started trying that, did that for a while, saw no success. This was like physical drop shipping before DDM was a thing. So did that for a while. Took a break, started working a job to, kind of recoup money to invest back into that. But at this point I knew I didn't want to go to college. So kind of like bouncing between working a job. I was a waiter at a Greek restaurant and then also like doing drop shipping on the side. So did that for a few months. And then I actually, funny enough, total like side quest. I did landscaping and lawn care for like a year. So my goal was I didn't even go to school my senior year of high school. I was going to make the biggest lawn care landscaping business in Greensboro. And so that was like my whole thing for a while. But I think it was good because it took me out of the, kind of make money online scene for a little bit. So I got different experiences, new things like that. Did that for a while. And then the problem I had with that was it was hard to find employees for, $13 an hour. Mm-hmm. If you're going international, $13 an hour, you can get like the best people ever. But US based, it's a little bit tougher, especially when you're getting them to go do a job like landscaping.
Manual labor.
Yeah. Dude, I was an 18-year-old, 17-year-old kid telling grown-ass men they needed to show up on time and not drink on the job, which that was a problem. So the employees was the bottleneck for that business. So from there, I was like, dude, screw this. I'm going back all into drop shipping. And so literally just stopped doing lawn care completely and was like, screw it. I'm going to figure out drop shipping. Mind you, this is after I had already dropped out of college or high school. I only needed 2 credits left, so I was just doing them online. But I didn't go to school my senior year to do this landscaping thing, which was now gone. And I had no drop shipping store that was working. I had to just figure it out. So a couple months of that. Then all of a sudden, store hit, started working, scaled that up to about $100K a month. I was profiting like 30K. So did that for 3 months. My Facebook page got taken down by a competitor who copied me. So they reported the page, lost the whole page. And then ever since then, the store kind of just like died out. And so around this time, you'll find this funny. I don't know how deep you want me to go into the background, so hopefully I'm not just rambling. But I had like, 100K or so. This is around COVID, so 2020. About 100K or so kind of, in a bank account. I was putting it into Robinhood and investing into Tesla right as like the COVID dip.
Yeah.
So that was nice. And then
what was the come up?
What do you mean?
How much you put in, how much you got out of that?
All of it. I didn't spend a dime, dude. Like literally. So to give a little bit of context, I was like watching Graham Stephan. I was like, every dollar that I can save is $50 30 years from now. Like that was my mindset, which served me pretty well. Now I'm not really that guy. I like to eat out and, enjoy, but back then I was. So every dollar was invested. I think the most expensive thing I bought was a real estate course for my friend for his birthday, like $500. Other than that, nothing. Maybe going out to eat, but that's it. So every dollar was like, throw it in Robinhood each month. So at the end of the month, the whole 30K that I profited, Robinhood. Mostly Tesla. I played around with other stocks. Like at that point, if you guys remember during COVID, like it was impossible to lose. Like you couldn't pick a wrong stock after the dip. Everything went up again when they started, turning the money printer back on. So that 100K basically turned into like 150, 175 from investing, which was awesome. And then after the drop shipping store kind of died off, I was bored, didn't really, know what to do. And so I started watching this guy on YouTube. I don't know if people have heard of him, called Trading Fraternity. And so he just does like stock options and things like that. So I was like, whatever, might as well try this, let's see what happens. So I would, watch that. and then play around with it. There were a few. So there was a day I made $3,000 in a day, which was like crazy compared to, with drop shipping. Like if you profit $3K in a day, that's a fantastic day, right? So I had profited $3K in like 5 minutes. I was like, holy shit, this is nice. So I started doing that more. A few days later, I lost 10 grand. And so
in a day or in a single trade or what?
Yeah. And just like gone. So then I don't know why, but I kept doing it. And so this is like the most degenerate that I'll ever be in my life. And I swear by that. I'll never be that guy at Vegas, but I did a few things. I had lost like 10K and then I made maybe like 12 or something on another trade a few days later. And so I had this idea. I think it was maybe like right before the Tesla earnings call or something. I don't even remember. And so I took 100 grand and put it in one option trade and I made 50K. So like, if you look at risk to reward, like I risked 100 grand to make 50, but because the number was so high, like I made 58K in one day.
And this was just like a big risk, or you knew like, all right, there's a fair chance it's going to work out?
It had gone up for like 6 months in a row. So I was pretty confident it was going to go up. At this point, like it just kept going up, right? So there wasn't really I wasn't too worried about it. And then the other part of me was like, I think my mindset was I'm 18 years old. I have all this money. If I lose it, I can start over. I'll be good. Right. And so it was like 100 grand. I had like 175. So if I lost 100, I still had the 75 and like, I'll be all right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that was my mindset, but it just kept going up. It worked out. And so made, 58K in a day, did that like a few more days over the course of a few months and basically turned the 100 into like 300. There was one trade that I had bought in. I think it was right before the stock split. It was like August. So I bought in and I was like, the reason that I stopped doing this is because I would be like checking my phone every 3 minutes. Like I could not. It was compulsive. Just like if you have 100 grand in something, you're checking it every 2-3 minutes. So I was down like 10 grand on something. And this was like the day before they announced the stock split. So I didn't know this was going to happen. And basically, long story short, I sold it at a 10K loss. A few days later, it kept going up and up and up and up and up. If I would have held that call, so it was a call, not a put. Call is basically you're betting it's going to go up. If I would have held it until expiration date, it would have been like $8 million.
Holy shit.
Yeah. But that, like, the fact that I didn't make $8 million on that is probably the best thing that ever happened to me, though.
Yeah. Damn, dude. So you're running up this money and just having fun with it after making it with some drop shipping.
Straight degeneracy, bro.
How did the trading end? Because obviously now you're doing something very different.
Yeah.
So like, what happened from there?
From there, I think I kind of just had like a coming to Jesus moment. I was like, dude, I can't just keep doing this forever. Because after that whole ordeal or whatever of, running up a bag, if you want to call it that, I was like, dude, I just need to go in the woods and just read a book and just like get away from this shit for a little bit because it was so stressful. But I think ultimately the reason I stopped is just because I realized it wasn't sustainable. Like if you go into the casino and you win big, you leave the fucking casino. You don't stay there for hours, right? So I think that was my mindset. Like, let me get out of the casino, use this. So I bought a house at 18, the Tesla, which ultimately, like, my car broke down. I didn't want to buy a used car because I put more money into this truck that I had than the truck was even worth. So I was like, I'll just get a new car. But it allowed me to get the house, the Tesla, and then still have some money left over to fund other business ventures. But reason I stopped the trading and like best decision I ever made was like, dude, yeah, when you hit it big, you got to walk away from the table.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
You really did a lot of stuff, even at a very early age, 18,
Yep.
making some money. I feel like, at least you did some right things. You bought a house. At least, it's better than just continuing to gamble and lose it all.
Yeah.
But you never felt from any confidence from trading, like, oh, I think this is like, I'm destined to do this my whole life.
No, because it wasn't like, so, the way that like good traders do it is they put down a little bit of money and they're like buying something when it's cheap, right? So it's something that is a low risk because you're betting basically. It's a bet. I'm betting that this is going to go up. And when you buy the option, if it's cheap, other people aren't betting it's going to go up. So it takes a little bit of skill. What I was doing was just like straight degenerate, put 100 grand on something.
Yeah, that's wild.
It went up barely, but I made 50 grand because I put 100. So like, it wasn't really skill based. It was really just like luck. I mean, I guess you could say it was skill because I made the decision at the right time and it worked out. But like, I don't feel like I'm not like, I wouldn't say I'm a trader or I'm good at trading. I think I just made a couple good decisions in a row with really big numbers, and it paid off big because it was big numbers.
Yeah.
But definitely not destined to be a trader. That's just not me.
And we'll fast forward a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, what is your business that you do now?
Yeah. So I answered the first half of your question in like 8 minutes. But yeah, so what we do now, so after that, I'll kind of summarize the past 3 years. Had the house, did a bunch of different things, still was trying to, revamp the e-com store, just never really took off again. Then I got into doing sales for solar. So my whole thing was like, I'm going to, my friend was doing this solar job. I was like, all right, I'll do this a little bit so I'm not having to tap into the savings while I'm getting e-commerce to work again, right? So did that, did the solar sales. And then my business partner now, who's Julian, he was waiting tables at that time. He got into insurance sales. So I had kind of had this like experience doing door knocking for solar, setting appointments. And then he was doing this other sales thing. And I was like, dude, whatever. I'm young. I'll try it. Right. So got into insurance sales. Did that for 8 months. And then from there, the company we were with, it was a broken model. So it was like, you get a stack of paper leads this thick. The leads mention like a Walmart gift card. So like imagine sending out mailers to thousands of seniors and they send them back and it lists, hey, send this back for a Walmart gift card. And then under it, it says, and by the way, life insurance. That was basically what we were walking into. So we'd get a stack of those, drive 2.5 hours from one side of North Carolina to the other. Long story short, we barely made any money at the end of the year, even though we were like writing a bunch of insurance. So we're like, dude, this doesn't make any sense. Let's do this a better way. So obviously I had the Facebook skill. I had the experience with that. And then we had the sales skills that we just spent all these months developing. And Julian's just a naturally extremely talented salesman. I give him all the credit for that. And so we married those two skills together and then started doing what we're doing now, which is basically we started more so with like just lead generation. So helping people generate leads on Facebook. Because the traditional model for insurance, for anyone that doesn't know, is you send out the direct mailers. But like the rates are low because they just use the exact same copy every time. Like imagine if you ran an ad for 50 years straight and never changed the ad copy. That's what they do. Like straight up. Exactly that. So we were like, the cost of direct mailers is like $50. We were able to get leads for people $5 and below. So it's like this massive gap is just straight profit. So we basically taught people to do that at first. And then now we're kind of transitioning more to like coaching, consulting on every aspect of the business, not just leads.
Yeah. So at first it was a digital product, like a training course.
Yep. Yeah. Literally just a course that we filmed. I filmed it on my laptop, very low quality. I remember watching your course and I was like, shit, dude, I can't sell this. We still sold it and it ended up working out, but it definitely was not like the green screen in Puerto Rico, like the nice production quality that you had. I felt a little insecure after watching your course, but it ended up working out.
Yeah. Oh, I think it's worked out well for you. There's several different reasons. Obviously, just because you knew of a problem in this specific niche, you identified it and you solved it with a digital product. And, I know you started when I first kind of met you just virtually even was through you joining the Digital Dropshipping Mastery Program. Yeah. So how did you even find that program and come about?
Yeah, so you post on your story a lot.
Yeah, I post a lot.
Yeah, I think I saw it on your story or maybe your Instagram, probably your story if it was Instagram. And I was like, this dude knows how to sell things. Because I saw like your Facebook course months before that. I had watched you on YouTube before. I was like, whatever price it was at that point, no brainer. Let me just buy it, get in. And the main reason I joined is because we had the whole course already. I wanted to learn how to sell it. So it was like, I got this course. I have an influencer shout out that's planned for like 2 months in advance. What do I do in between then? Because I'm not just going to sit around and do nothing. So we wanted to figure out Facebook ads. So I bought it to learn how to do Facebook ads to a course. Because I'd done Facebook ads for leads. I'd done Facebook ads for physical products, but I'd never done Facebook ads for digital products or for a course. So that was the main reason that I joined.
Yeah. And at this time, when I look back on it, I have like a testimonial video from you from like when you were first started. And you were out here in Greensboro, and you're like, yo, you had your shaved head. You and Julian, you were like, yo, we're working on the course, and you'd made like a couple thousand in sales already. And I thought it was really cool. And just to even have that documented, and, I guess even just jumping the gun, and we'll kind of dive in between.
Yeah.
Starting from there, that was almost a year ago, which is crazy how time flies.
Yeah.
But like, what's been your biggest win so far, just in your own business?
Biggest win? I mean, if you're talking just like sheer like revenue numbers, is that what you mean? Like,
yeah, you can do
like
that, and then just something you've taken away from it.
Yeah, I think we had a 15K day, Black Friday. Or maybe it was a 15K weekend. Honestly, I don't know exactly. I know we did like a final price raise on the course. And that was like maybe 20K in like 3 days. So that was pretty cool. It was like an 8K day, a 6K day, and then like a 3K day or something along those lines. But I think we did a 15K day on Black Friday. But like for me, the like big numbers, like running up a bag on one day is not the big thing for me. I wouldn't say that's a huge win. It obviously helps, but for me, the huge win is like the evolution of the product and the service over time. So like, it's wild to think where we started versus where we are now as far as what we're actually doing for people, because I see a massive growth. We're trying to be like Gym Launch, but for insurance. And so just modeling our product after something that's like more involved. And I think like starting with a digital product and then evolving it into something that's more higher ticket is like, dude, like that's how you build like a fortune. And so that's kind of the path that we're trying to go on. But biggest win, I'd say like revenue wise, probably Black Friday. But like overall wise is just, it's all the little micro lessons that we've learned to make the product better over the few months that we've been doing this.
And is this the longest lasting business you've started so far?
100%. Yeah, 100%. Before that, the longest thing I'd stuck with business-wise was like, I did a lawn care business. I was making like 2K a week, but I only did it from like maybe April or March of like, I think 2019 to like November. So that was a long time.
Yeah. That
was the longest before, but yeah, this is definitely the longest at this point.
And I know you said you joined because you want to learn how to actually sell the product. You already identified this problem, and this is something you were experiencing yourself.
Yeah.
And you knew how to solve it because you already had some experience running ads with, for your e-commerce store.
Yeah.
So when it came to this, like, and once you joined the program, what was the first thing you got value from it out of?
The first thing I got value from was just like I think the method that you use for running Facebook ads was huge. So did that got us a few sales, but then also another thing was when we met up in person, like I think this is something that a lot of business owners face, is especially when you're newer, like you obsess over like the micro shit. So like, dude, Julian and I literally would get like so stressed and so hung up upon which software we needed to use. Like there was literally weeks of time where we would go back and forth between should we use Kajabi and ClickFunnels and Shopify, or should we just use ClickFunnels or just Kajabi, or just that, like, bro, so much time and like genuine like stress and angst about what software to use. And I remember I don't know if you recall this, but like, dude, we were just flustered when we met up with you in Miami. We were just like overcomplicating everything, and you were like, dude, you guys just got to keep it simple. And we're like, well, bro, but what about it's like, looking back, it was just so stupid, but like some of the greatest value I got was just you telling us like, dude, just shut the fuck up and just keep it simple. Like straight up, that was some of the most valuable advice that I got from you and from the course overall, is just, you just can't obsess over the micro shit.
Yeah.
It works out over time, because we were like, well, the budget, and we got to figure out like $300 here and $200 to Kajabi and all this. It's like, bro, if you just make sales, it solves the problem. So now, like, we're not worried about Kajabi or ClickFunnels. Like, just use them all. It's fine.
Yeah. Offense over defense.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
100%. Perfect way to put it.
Yeah. And that it does feel, I remember that day very vividly, because what we did was, in the digital dropshipping mastery program, we do these challenges, and we just had a 100K challenge, which is kind of like the second big one we're doing. That we're going to be doing with a winner that's already won here in a few weeks. Another Miami experience.
Yeah.
And you won the first challenge, so I'm pretty sure I said it too. Hey, the first person to hit 1K a day here. This is the first month I launched the program. We're going to do like some in-person coaching with and just hang out. I had no idea what it's going to be like. I just put it out there because it's like, let's make this more exciting.
Yeah.
And I know then you guys posted your results. I was like, oh, you won. Like, you didn't even know about the challenge.
I didn't even know there was a challenge.
and then we met up that day and we're kind of just shooting the shit. And it became more than just like, okay, like tactic. We're kind of just like hanging out. And I think it's been very cool to see, you go from just the evolution ultimately.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I know I asked you to talk about this because I think it's very funny and people find it funny as well. Is like, I remember you from a year ago when the things you told me about, let's say for like the electricity.
Yeah. So, after we left so in insurance, they're called like, people probably know like insurance agency. So a step above that is called an IMO. Mm-hmm. So they're the ones that go directly to the insurance carriers. So that's like, people know like State Farm, whatever. They don't really sell life insurance as much, but if like Mutual of Omaha, like those companies, they go to a IMO, and then the IMOs have the agents and the agencies. So the IMO we were at, they held our contracts, which basically when we left to go somewhere else, we weren't allowed to sell insurance for like 6 months. So it was kind of a whole period of like, what the hell do we do? So I had a bit of savings. Julian had just come from like barely making money for a year. And before that, he was waiting tables. So, you can put the pieces together there. And for us, it was like, how do we not go broke? So basically, we just cut our expenses as much as we could. I got to give Julian more credit than I'll take because he was definitely a little bit more metal with it than me. Mm-hmm. For some reason, this never caught on, but with Andrew Tate, he would talk about flavor. Do you know what flavor is? Do you remember flavor? It's like 1 or 2 videos he mentioned it. I wish he talked about it more.
No, tell me.
Funny as shit. So this dude, he would basically, for protein, Andrew Tate he called it flavor because the only way you could add flavor was by naming it flavor because it was so flavorless. And it was rice, kidney beans, and minced beef. So Julian's version of this was rice, kidney beans, and canned chicken. Disgusting. I don't know how he did this, but every single day, that's all this dude would eat was flavor.
You did too?
Hell no, bro. I was not eating flavor. That's why I said I'll give him more credit than I'll take because I was not eating flavor. But we didn't have the gas on. We didn't turn heat on the whole winter. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. We did a cross-country road trip and slept in the back of my Tesla. There was probably some other stupid shit that we did, but yeah, a lot. Like some of it was to save money, and then also it's cool to have the story at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, we didn't have the gas on. It makes us look harder than we are, but yeah, no, we didn't turn the heat on the whole winter.
And you guys actually did DoorDash or no?
Oh hell yeah, yeah, we did DoorDash. So I would it was funny. I was learning. I was gonna learn Chinese on Duolingo at that time, so I'd be like doing DoorDash. Why not? So while I was doing DoorDash, I'd either be like listening to like some Chinese language shit or Hormozy. So like, yeah, we would just drive around DoorDash and do that. But DoorDash is fun, bro. Like, I would go on DoorDash dates with my girlfriend, and it's just something to do, and you make a little extra cash. But yeah, we did do DoorDash.
So was this more, because this was only like a year ago, right?
Yeah.
So was this more so of you guys are actually down bad and you're just trying to figure out the next thing, or you're like, okay, like we can at least just save a little money by just doing some of these things?
Yeah, a little bit of both, because like I had the 300K was only 2020. This is 2022, end of 2021. So I still had money, right?
Yeah.
I didn't want to dip into that. So it was like, I need to keep my expenses low. I think Julian was probably in a tougher spot because he never had like the drop shipping store and the stock trading, gambling bullshit. He was just waiting tables and doing like literally blue collar jobs up until that point. So it was kind of like, if you're going to go through it, I'm going to go through it with you. For him, I think it was a little bit more real. But for me, it was like, it was also real because I didn't want to tap into what I had already made. Because what's the point of getting ahead if you're just going to use it and spend it to live, you know? So I tried to keep that in investments. But no, I mean, it was definitely a down bad because our income went like to nothing. Because I hadn't really made money since 2020. Because I made a little bit of money doing like door knocking for solar, maybe like $1,000 a week here and there. And then with insurance, if I hadn't had the cushion that I had before, I would have been broke because I didn't get paid for like 3 months straight at a certain point. And Julian was in a similar situation. So it was like, I'm not going to dip into the savings more than I already had. But yeah, it was kind of, part of it for me was self-enforced, but like for us, yeah, we were definitely pretty down bad. No income.
And how did the digital product idea first come up? Because I know when you joined the mastery program, you said you already had the course. So what even led you to that?
Yeah. So the first idea we were just kind of like shooting the shit, talking like, this was back when we were still at the insurance agency, the IMO before. We were like, because we had brought the idea, I was like, dude, I know how to run Facebook ads. Why don't we just generate leads there? And they're like, oh, Facebook ads don't work for this, blah, 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 blah. You know, whatever. We call them dinosaurs because they won't adapt. It's like Sears and Amazon, same kind of thing. They're like, the system works. It's been working for 30 years, like all that bullshit. And so we had brought the idea to them because they had told us, like, you can bring any idea to us. Our company's founded on other people's ideas, right? So I was like, okay, word. What if we ran Facebook ads? And they're like, yeah, I think you guys should just put your head down and work. I'm like, dude, fuck you. So that was a weird call. They opened it with like, this is a good call, not a bad call. I'm like, bro, why would it be a bad call? I'm offering to help you guys make more money in your business. So after that, we were just kind of talking back and forth, me and Julian, dissecting how the call went. Like, could you imagine if we like started a marketing agency and just like change the way leads are generated in the insurance business? And we were like, yeah, that'd be crazy. But like, let's focus on what we're doing right now. And then a few months later, after we had left, we were going to do like a Medicare company. Basically, we were going to produce content about Medicare and then sell Medicare to people. So basically generate organic leads on like YouTube and stuff. And so after our contracts were held, so we weren't able to write any Medicare, which is just like healthcare policies, for a year. It's like, all right, well, that idea is not going to happen. And so we tried e-commerce again. Actually, we did. It was like a giveaway store where we sold like Kobe Bryant merch, and we were going to give away like a signed Kobe jersey. Made no sales because we were charging, it was like $81 for a t-shirt. It was either $24, $81, or something else. I don't remember the exact numbers, but it was like really high priced. But you got entered to win like Kobe merch, but like low key the merch, like it was signed, but like it wasn't like authenticated, you know? It was like we bought it on like $300 on eBay.
So why were you selling the shirts for so much?
Have you ever heard of, what's the company called? I think it's 8080.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like that, but we were doing our own version of it.
Yeah.
So I like, dude, always overcomplicating things.
For a non-authenticated signed jersey.
Yeah. Always overcomplicated everything. So we didn't just do like, let's just find a product that's already working and sell it. It was like, let's go out and film our own ads and buy, like, just, I should have just copied what was already working, but wanted to do it my own way. So that didn't work. And then it was funny. I was vacuuming my house, which like I never did. But for some reason, like when you clean, you kind of like your mind just wanders. So I was watching a video about some guy that was doing a similar thing, and like the guy didn't sound that smart. And I was like, I'm way smarter than this guy. I could easily do this. And like people were begging to work with him. Like he was selling tons and tons and tons of his product. So I was like, well, let me buy this course and see what this is all about. And so I buy it, and I'm like, this is fucking terrible. Like I could easily make something better than this, because he was teaching all these different concepts, but it was 5 videos, and every video was like an hour and a half long.
Around the insurance.
Yeah, like lead gen and insurance. Just like, dude, if I want to find something out, I have to listen to this guy ramble incoherently for an hour and a half to get one answer. It's like, what if I just made a course and every video just did one topic? So instead of like how to run leads, it was like how to set up your page, how to set up your ad account, business manager, like each piece, so I can just watch what I want to and get the answers I need. So that's the way that we constructed ours. But then I told the idea to Julian. I was like, yeah, we got to do this, bro. He was like, let's do it. So I think maybe the first thing we did was make a logo. And then we started working on creating a product. We had a few different like ideas for what the product was going to be, but we settled on a course, which I think was the right answer to start off with, because a course is the easiest thing to sell than like a coaching program. Because if you don't have results yet, who's going to pay you thousands of dollars for a coaching program?
Need the case study.
Exactly. So that was how we got the idea. Vacuuming of all things.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's crazy, dude. I mean, it's really cool to have seen, you know, the evolution from, I mean, obviously everything you did before prior is a crazy story in itself, but then the evolution now of like, this is a business that will continue to grow. Yeah. And I know we talked about it yesterday. You said something where, you know, it's something along the lines of, it's not like these big days we're chasing. It's just, this is a business I know that's going to continue to grow. Yeah. That's, you know, longer term and more volume just over time. You know, some of the stuff is delayed gratification. I think it's a big thing with this digital product space. So, like, what would you say to anyone who's just contemplating on starting their own digital product and service business and joining the mastery program?
Yeah, the first thing I'd say is, like, contemplating doesn't get you closer to your goal. So, like, if I were to say one thing that has kind of resulted in success is I've never been afraid to try. And, like, I didn't even cover like half the shit I tried. Like I tried so many things, and there's so many, like, the graveyard of Tim's failures is filled with mini tombstones. And so, like, if you're not even willing to take, like, if you haven't even tried a business yet and you're contemplating for months and months and months, like, I don't know if I'm going to do this thing, and what about all the risk? It's like, dude, you're wasting so much time. So first thing I would say is just start. You're going to suck at first. I sucked for years and years and years. Like, I saw people around me making money with dropshipping. I saw Tanner making money with dropshipping. I was like, damn, bro, I fucking suck at this. Like, I just couldn't crack the code. Yeah. And so biggest thing I would say is, like, just start, and then also don't overcomplicate it. Before you iterate, copy what's already working. So for us, it was like, we're going to copy what's already working and make it a little bit better. And, like, my success in business has been directly correlated to my willingness to just copy what's already working and then make it a little bit better over time than trying to create something from scratch. Like, I can literally pinpoint every time that I tried to make something from scratch versus when I just copied what other people were doing and then iterated off of it. And every success I had was copying what was already working and then making it a little bit better. So that would be, like, the second thing I would say. And then also just, like, the patience, you know? And, like, if you find one thing that's a real solid opportunity, just stick with it. Because the compounding vehicle, like, with us staying in this business, it hasn't even been a year since we made our first sale. And we're having, like, 70, 80K months with, like, we're spending, like, $100 a day on ads and running it to a Facebook group. Like, we aren't even running ads to a book a call yet. So, like, that's 1 year of compounding. Imagine 5 years where we're going to be. So those would be the three things. Start, get some momentum. Don't try to reinvent the wheel, which I think I probably struggle with that more than other people because maybe I think I'm smarter than I am or something. And then 3 is just, like, once you find something that you really think has a high opportunity ceiling, just stick with it.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, all 3 of those points hit. It makes a lot of sense, especially the compounding thing is a big one that I wish I could have told myself sooner as well. Yeah. And now for 3 things I want to know from your perspective, inside of the mastery program, what have been the 3 most valuable things to you and Julian?
Yeah. First thing, definitely the Facebook ads. That's been huge. You've been talking about Facebook ads for years, bro. So that's been a big thing. Second thing is about creating the product. Everything that kind of goes into that. I know a lot of more so what you talk about is, like, the PLR, but also just, like, the structure of how you created the product. Honestly, I learned a lot from how you structured it because, like, part of copying what's working is copying the way that someone else is teaching you something. So if I'm going to go and teach other people things, why wouldn't I teach them in the same way that I'm learning them, right? So that was super helpful for us, just the way you structured the course. I think you did a really good job of, like, bite-sized chunks instead of it being, like, a ton of things. And then I think the third thing is just keeping things simple, like, just keeping them very simple. The way that digital, like the whole concept of digital drop shipping, it's such a simple business, right? So it's like you get a product, you start posting organic content, and then you sell the product. Yeah. There's not a bunch of steps in the way. Like there's not fulfillment and all this stuff. So like it's a very simple business model. But I really like the organic content is just like it's king right now. And personally, we're not huge on TikTok. We're more of like YouTube because that's our audience is kind of skews a little bit older. So they're more so watching things on YouTube than TikTok. We could probably we should do more on TikTok and more with short form. But the whole like doing organic content to build the audience and then sell the thing to them. It's funny that I literally had my girlfriend go through your course too, and she would start selling a digital product for a while. So yeah, those would be the three things.
I appreciate it. It's very cool. And, you know, even outside of those three things there, you know, and also on the organic content side, I know you were in our live call yesterday, which was really cool to have with the members we do every week. You were talking about the organic thing that I think is important. Maybe you want to touch on is just like not gatekeeping the value. Yeah. And how has that helped you? And did you, when you were posting content before, were you kind of like gatekeeping, like, oh, like you have to buy our product, or was it just always value?
A little bit. I wouldn't say gatekeeping because I was definitely like, I think I was giving more value than other people. Yeah. But it was like, obviously it was a little throttled to an extent. Like there was a part of me that was like, oh, I can't give them that. But Hormozy says this and like Julian kept repeating it. I was like, yeah. And then eventually I was like, oh shit, he's right. So the message was give away all of your stuff for free and then sell the implementation. So I'm selling, and like if you're, again, like I think I touched on this yesterday, if you're selling a recipe book, you can't give away everything for free because that's what you're doing. But as you kind of level up and go up the levels of business and what you're doing, the information is not exactly what's valuable because information's so available. It's helping people do things. Because, dude, you can literally find out how to do anything on YouTube right now, but most people just don't do it. Or they are like, they get stuck on certain things. So your service, your product is helping them overcome the barriers and overcome the mental. And sometimes it's literally as simple as just telling someone like, dude, stop being stupid and just keep it simple. Like is what you did for us. So for example, I would like now the content that we're making is literally exactly from our course. We give away everything. It's just packaged differently because it's YouTube. It's faster paced. It's shorter. But it's the same stuff. So like you can find out how to do everything that we do. It's not all out yet, but we're releasing it on YouTube. But then if you want to work with us, we're going to help you implement it. But I think if you can offer more value than everyone else, which I think is what we're doing, there's other people that offer a ton of great value in the insurance space, but ours is more so like on the marketing and systems and business side rather than just like solely sales and sales calls and that kind of stuff. But like if you can offer more value than everyone else, they're going to come to you. And then when you ask and when you sell them something, they're going to buy it. Like you look at Hormozy, if that dude offered a course for $1,000, like he'd make $10 million in one day easily.
So what do you say with digital products for, let's say anyone listening right now who doesn't have that, you know, past story or of, you know, seeing some success in other business models and trying a bunch of different things and, you know, having your savings, and they're seeing this and they're like, okay, is digital dropshipping and, you know, selling digital products, is this actually a feasible business model as a beginner? Yeah. What would you say?
100%. It's super simple, but like, I think a lot of the problem that people get into is like and I think this is kind of what leads to so much of the contemplating, like you said, is they only want to buy a course if it's going to get them from A to B being they're a millionaire or whatever. But like, and again, I'm stealing this from Mosey, so I'm not taking credit. He says a success is something that gets you closer to your goal. Not everything, like it's not, one thing is not going to take you from A to B. It's going to take you from A to here. And then the next thing is going to take you here and then here and then here and then here. And then like, if the last thing that took you to B just moved you like this much, that wasn't necessarily what made you successful. It was all of the other things along the way.
Mm-hmm.
So if you buy DDM, for example, and it takes you, you're here, you don't have any business, and then you learn a ton about business, and now you're more skilled, and you're here, but you're not a millionaire yet. Is it a failure or is it a success? Did it bring you closer to your goal? Okay, well then it's success.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of the way that I view it. But yeah, I mean, 100% a feasible business model for beginners. You don't need to have the story. You just need to solve a problem, right? Like all the things that I did before, like I had never mowed a lawn for anyone else. I was like, this is a problem. I'm going to figure out how to solve it.
Mm-hmm.
So if you make yourself or make the product or, buy the PLR rights to a product that solves a problem, you don't have to be the story or the case study.
Mm-hmm.
It can be someone else. It can be someone else's story. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. All right. Now I have a couple gifts for you here. Thank you, Seth. I had to hide it, so we'll be able to put these, give these to you here because we're working on this new rewards program, but we're trying to make it, a little more special. ClickFunnels has their, 2 Comma Club.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's definitely become, more of a thing now. But this is just something small. I got a few things here I'm going to give you.
You're going to make me cry, bro.
Maybe. Don't look in the box. Don't look in the box.
All right. I'll look up.
All right. I'm going to try and stay with the mic here.
Yeah.
Can I move this? Yeah. All right. I'm going to take the headphones off.
You're good.
Mano, can you still hear me fine?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. All right, Tim. So the first gift, I know you've been getting more into, weightlifting and bulking and stuff. So we had this concept of making a custom weight belt. And this is the first version prototype here for you. Just something small here. We got the Schucker. We got the advanced agent marketing. And the consistency wins.
Oh my god!
So this is number 1 for you. Your own leather weight belt.
That is fucking sick. You got the logo right and everything. The colors, dude.
We're getting it dialed in. All right. Now, are you ready for the second one?
I think so.
The second one we have here.
Hold it up.
Oh, hold it up. Let's see. It's
To my
upside
left?
down.
There it is. Oh, is it upside down? Let me fix that. Try not to stray too far away from this microphone. There you go. Look at that, guys.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Look at that. Now, so when
This
we
guy, dude.
go work out after this, Tim's going to be breaking in that fresh leather belt.
Yeah,
just something small there.
Yeah.
Now, I like this one. This may come in handy for you maybe in some live streams or
Okay.
who knows what. This is your very own. This is Tim's company, by the way. Advanced Agent Marketing Whiteboard.
Oh my god. Dude. This is crazy.
So,
Julian, don't slow down. Keep pushing forward, and you'll exceed your goals with ease. Appreciate you always. Is this me or you?
what do you think, Seth?
Looks more like you.
Okay, maybe it's me.
All right. I don't think you have the middle part, but yeah,
Yeah.
I like it.
Maybe we'll work on that.
That's awesome,
right.
dude. This
That's the
is fucking
second
sick.
one. And now, I know that Julian couldn't be here for today. This is a bit spontaneous.
Yeah.
And, these are our prototype rewards here.
Yeah.
I want to make these personalized. And this is something for the both of you.
Okay.
I know you live in Arizona. We'll have to figure out a way maybe to help you get it there. But
Scaring me.
this
This
right here is a custom advanced agent marketing stand for your marker for your whiteboard.
That is fucking sick, dude. Did you carve this yourself?
I can't give out the secrets,
You
but
can't? Okay.
just know this is the first prototype for our client rewards program.
That is amazing, dude. I love the consistency wins thing. This tag is even metal too.
Oh, yeah.
That is dope, dude.
Hold it up. Let's
Hold it up. Oh,
show it to the
shoot.
people.
Yeah,
So we
check
have-
it out, guys.
The names on there. Here, tilt it down a little bit.
Tilt it down.
Can they see?
I don't know. I
The
can't.
names?
Yeah, tilt it down a little more.
There you go.
Oh.
See our names?
Nice.
There we go. Wooden engraved. This is beautiful, dude. I don't think I'm going to be able to fly home with this. This might be a TSA flight risk. But that is,
Yeah, we'll figure that out.
yeah, 100%.
It's pretty cool. And then just as a spare, maybe you need to use it as a weapon or as a prop.
Yeah.
Maybe your next challenge.
Yeah.
Here you go.
That is
Advanced
amazing.
Agent Marketing, custom metal logo.
That is awesome,
Good
dude.
to go for you.
So I guess designing a logo as the first thing actually came in handy, huh?
It did work out.
That is crazy, dude. I appreciate you. I'd give you a hug right now, but I'm going to mess up the mic and the headphones.
Now go for it.
A hug? All right.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, brother. You're a real one.
Appreciate you always. Glad to see you guys killing it.
Yeah, thanks, man.
We'll just keep it going. All right. Well, those are the first rewards. What do you think?
I don't know what to think, dude. I'm just caught off guard. I was not expecting that, but that's, dude. I love the personalization. It's incredible. Our backdrop will look less barren.
Yeah. So now, and also, anything you need, we can. We got an in-house team now for this.
Oh yeah,
So, the sky's the limit.
that's amazing. Yeah, we probably should get better at client gifts and client rewards internally because this stuff is awesome.
Yeah, I know it's kind of like, of course, it's like I actually want to give you this stuff, but
Yeah.
I think we both know that these types of things are just good for like relationship building in general, of
course.
for business,
Yeah.
and just a little token of appreciation.
Yeah.
Always works out well.
You're making my my keychain birthday gift look bad.
Yo, so I just a quick story, and then we'll wrap this up here. My birthday was in January,
Yeah.
and I'm at my apartment in Puerto Rico, and I get in the mail this little envelope, and it had like some random. I was like, I had no idea who it was from, and it was an Amazon package, and I opened it, and there's like a Porsche key tag in it,
Yeah.
and it was red. I was like, oh, this is pretty cool, and I just didn't know who it was, so I just started like, I took a video on Snapchat and sent it to like all 10 of my friends,
Yeah.
and was like, yo, who sent me this? I was trying to figure it out, and I didn't know, and then I can't remember. Did I text it to you? And was like, is this you?
I think so. I might have asked you if you got it or something.
Oh yeah.
I think that's what it was. But the little background behind that, I wanted to get you a gift. You live in fucking Puerto Rico. It's
Yeah.
impossible to ship anything there. But I was looking at like a little I was trying to get like a Lego car model of your Porsche. Couldn't find it. I was trying to find like another little model. Couldn't find it. And finally I was like, dude, screw it. I'm just gonna go on Amazon and find something. I was like, it ended up just being the little keychain, and it was supposed to be. Apparently, it was like an authentic one from Porsche. Probably made in China. I don't know
No,
for sure.
it's
but
still very cool
yeah.
because actually, it's still in Puerto Rico. I forgot
Yeah.
to bring it for my actual car keys, but I had that on my old car key, a black one.
Yeah.
So it is very cool, and I do appreciate the gift.
Absolutely.
And even the small things, like
That's it. Yeah.
gifts don't have to be. Anyone listening, like your gifts don't have to be David Dobrik. Like I don't have to give Tim a
A Tesla, yeah, with my face wrapped on the front
Yeah,
of it.
exactly. But yeah, I appreciate you taking the time to do
Absolutely.
this quick little thing here. And any last words?
Buy DDM. That's it.
Buy DDM. Invest in yourself.
Yeah, 100%.
And anything you want to achieve, just learn from people who've done what you want to do.
Yeah.
I think we still both do this ourselves, for sure. Tim just dropped like 40K on a coaching program.
We did, yeah.
Beat me. I think I just spent like close to 10K, but these things pay off in dividends. So
100%. If you get, and like the bigger your business is, the more that like one nugget, if you have nothing, doesn't really change that much. But once you have a business, that one nugget could make you an extra 500K next year, for example. Like one thing. It's crazy. And a lot of times it's the simple stuff too.
yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And literally the last time I was sitting here and doing something, the person I was with same conversation. Like if I can read a whole book and I get one piece of value out of it that sticks with me forever,
Yeah.
like it was worth it.
Yeah.
Same thing with these coaching programs and courses and all that good stuff. But anyways, appreciate you, Tim.
Absolutely.
Julian, I love you. I miss you. And I'll see you on the next one.
That's it.
Peace.
Awesome.